Okay, Dad, I think we're ready. I have completely cleaned my kitchen for the best of my abilities and then lined the floor with cardboard after I mopped, so that if I drop any honey, easily seen, easily cleaned up. I took this and I assembled this yesterday, and the Hilco extractor, I cleaned out the inside of the drum yesterday, make sure that was all clean. Took my buckets, cleaned the inside of all my buckets. Everything should be as good as I can get it to this point. We got our uncapping knives and utensils. I even called a bee friend this morning. Sorry if the lighting is just off, but this is my house anyways. I called a bee friend this morning to confirm like how I should go about doing it. I'm sure I'm gonna make mistakes, but I'm gonna try my best. This is the first time I've ever extracted anything. So we're gonna do this. I got frames in here and frames in my Hive Butler uncapping tank. I got this one beautiful frame from last year. It's gotta be at least 10 pounds. It's really heavy, but look how gorgeous it is. Super beautiful. I had all the honey that I pulled that read high from this year that was reading about 23% or somewhere around 20 to 23%. And I had it in a room downstairs in my studio, and I bought a clean box fan that I will specifically use just for dehydrating honey. Sitting on top of it, drying it out. I had a heater and I had a dehumidifier in the room, and I ran it for 3 days. And yesterday I tested it, and all the high honey frames, because I had marked them, were around 17 and a half. With one of the frames around 16. So that's gonna be, we're bordering on the edge, I think, of like really thick honey here. But it is dehydrated, it is below 18%, and we should be good to go. Everything is good. So I'm gonna put my hair up, wash my hands one more time, and Dad, let's make some mistakes. Let's do this. Let's get some honey. I'm excited. All right, I'm low budget here, so I don't have multiple angles or anything to do this. Wish I could get closer for you, Dad. Maybe I'll try and zoom in. It'll be poor quality, but it is what it is. All right, awesome. I feel very unsure about this. This feels so weird. Okay. All right, Dave Dobbs. My buddy Dave Dobbs says he likes to start from the bottom and cut upwards. My ladies did cut this or build this out very far. They built it really far out. So I'm trying not to cut in too far into the cells, but I am gonna trim that just a bit for them. When I give these frames back to them, maybe they'll shorten it a bit. I'm gonna at least make it flush with the frame. Look at that, isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. Yep. Oh man. Hope you're excited, Dad. This is pretty awesome. Woo-wee. It's kind of hard to get that part. Let's see if I can. There we go. This is, I feel like, going to be the time-consuming part. So I'm gonna make it flush, but you don't want to cut too far in, right? Because you want most of the honey to end up in the extractor, so it goes in the bucket. So the rest of this, there we go. Try and get this to go in. This is why we have filters in the front of our tops of our buckets. Right? Does this hang anyway? Yeah, yes, it does hang. All right. Now we're gonna get this uncapping thing here, and we're gonna just do light cappings just to get the tops off. How do I see this? It's easier to go upwards. Might have to flip this frame. Just trying to get the caps off. I feel like this is the time-consuming part. Getting all the little cappings off. So you can get the maximum amount of honey into the extractor. I can already tell I'm gonna have to get a seat because this is killing my back. Woo-wee! First frame, already killing my back. They did some funny business here. You know what I'm really interested in? The frame that I have double cappings. That one's going to be an interesting one. Like, how am I... Oh, I dropped a bunch. How am I going to get down to the double cap? I don't know. The cappings are going... all the wax, I'm going to keep. I want to make stuff. I'm going to render it down. You know, kind of melt it down, heat it up, and make things out of it. And that's kind of like what I want to do with the wax cappings. That's the plan, at least. Alright, I'm gonna put that there. Yeah. It's a killer on the back. It's a killer on the back. I might go get like one of my kids' stools or something. That's so exciting though. Ah, I'm excited. All right. And the next big one. This is another big side. So interesting. I'm just curious how this is going to look once it's spun. I know it's probably going to look kind of jagged, you know, because you're cutting off the cell door, basically. But how people give it back to bees and then it just looks like pristine. They take it and they clean it all up and make it look so nice. If I look like I'm being overly critical about the cells, it's because I learned at the uncapping party, some people didn't fully uncap their cells. And then we had these frames with all these cells that still had honey underneath. And I don't want to do that. I don't have a lot of honey to actually harvest this year. So I want to make sure I get everything that I can. You know what I'm also excited about? I'm excited for my bees. Because after I spin this, one of the things they get to enjoy is what's left. I'm gonna have them clean up this stuff well and far away from the apiary, but I'm gonna have them clean this up. So I'm excited for them too. They get a little harvest, a little bump as well. All right, I'm gonna make sure that all the tops are facing the right. That's which way I'm starting with. 1, 2, 3, and nope, still dripping. Honey harvesting is a messy business. All right, that was pretty heavy. Since I have deep frames, this extractor holds 4 deep frames spun in a, I'm gonna chop this word up, transgential. So to spin one way, then spin the other to get all of the good stuff out. All right, I'm also gonna go find my kid's stool and sit on that junk, because your girl's back is not great. Almost makes me feel bad for ruining all their work. You know, it takes a lot for the bees to get honey or to make wax and build all this out. Gotta be thankful to the bees, thankful to God, thankful to the bees for his wonderful creation of these little creatures that provide this liquid gold for us. Look at that. This is light honey. This is one of the frames that had super light honey. This is one of the frames I wish that I didn't have to mix with the other frames, because the honey coming from this is like, it's like I don't even know how to describe it. It's so light. I don't want to call it amber because it's not even the color of amber. It's really, really just, it's like a lemonade coloring. It's so light yellow, it's wild. But all right, cool. So I think I got that all with one sitting. I almost wish I could separate these frames, but I don't have enough frames. Like, I won't have enough frames to be like, oh, these are all my light colored honey and this is all my dark colored honey. Yeah, bakers can't be choosers. This is what I have this year. It's all going in the same melting pot. I want the one opposite to the heavy one to be another heavy one. So we're gonna do heavy, light, kind of balance it out a little bit. The sound that it makes when it comes off, very satisfying. Like, well, look at, I don't know if you can see the top of my bucket, but you can see how light one is and how dark the other one is. Yeah, they did. They sure did. Those little boogers. They capped and then they built more cell on top of that capping and then extended it onward. I don't know why they did that. I just recently learned that that's unusual. That's apparently not a normal thing that they do, but for some reason they did that. So now I'm having to go a little bit deeper in to get the first layer of uncapping. Maybe I'll just stab it. I'll just open the cell, stab the capped cell, like the first layer of capped cells underneath. Silly bees. We are gonna open this honey gate. Open the honey gate. Everything's open now. I think I'm supposed to flip those 2 screws. All right, now we gotta think about this. The cells are opened in that direction. I believe this is on forward, so we want it to sling out that way. So I believe that's right. Okay. Just want to make sure we're going in the right direction. All right, on. I hear this beautiful motor. We're gonna spin this and see how long it takes to actually get the honey to sling out. Let's do this. It's going forward, right? Yes. All right, let's see. Just gotta start slow. It's on spring, so it's wobbling a lot. Ooh. I might need both my hands for this. All right, hold on. There we go. I watched the Hilco video on the springs, and they were explaining in the beginning you'll get some bobbles, but it will eventually balance out. All right. All right, Dad, look at that. Can you see inside there? It's a little hard to tell, but the honey is slinging out. My friend told me to start slow and then kind of pull it up. Basically what you want to do is start it slow, but eventually get it up to like super high. All right, Dad. This is the first of my honey. This is the first of our honey. Dad, check this out. That's the first of our honey. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. That is so cool. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, I could sit here and watch this all day. Look at this. This is so cool. Got some larger pieces of wax we missed, but that's okay. It's gonna get filtered twice. It hasn't made it down inside the bucket yet. Let me see, what time is it? So we'll give it, it's 3:54 right now. We'll give it to 4:04 and then spin it the other way. I'll give it about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, somewhere around there. Waiting it for it to hit the bottom of the bucket. It hasn't made it through quite yet through the filters. That is the coolest. Alright, I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. Ooh, it's hard to do when it's moving. He said eventually get it up to like 10. So start slow, eventually get it up there. We're at 8 right now. Look at that. Yes. Look at that. Ah, that's so awesome. It's so quiet. This thing is so quiet. So I don't have this bolted to the ground. I've got it on those spring feet that Hilco offers. Traded out the feet that they come with, put on the spring feet, and look at it. Once when you first get it started and it's bobbling a little bit, after that initial startup, it levels out. No walking or anything. This is amazing. I'm super excited. How cool is that? This is on tight. The bucket I have has a honey gate to it, but I put it on real tight so it shouldn't leak out. Hey! I know I said 4:04 or 4:05. I'm gonna give it to 4:10. We're gonna give it 15 minutes to spin. And then I'm gonna flip it and not flip it. I'm gonna do reverse. And I'm gonna reverse it and get what little honey I can get to come out the other way. In the meantime, I'm gonna keep cutting. I'm gonna cut my other frames and prep my other frames. All right, Dad, we're gonna turn it down. Slow it down. And then, as you said, Dad, we're gonna reverse it and let it fly out the other way. In fact, you know what? Let me check it. I still feel like there's a lot left to these. Yeah. Hold on. Oh, that's right. I'm looking at the inside, so we're trying to get the outside. So let's see what this part looks like. Did I get a lot of it out? Yeah, they look pretty clean. This side looks really clean. Excellent. All right, so we're gonna go backwards, Dad. And we're gonna get what we can going backwards now. As you said, Mr. Ed likes to do. And then we'll fling the backside. All right, so I put it in reverse. Terry, put it in reverse, Terry. And then we're gonna slowly pick this up. Okay, so then, all right, so I want all of the tops, Dad, to be still facing the same direction. So I might have flung it a little bit too hard, but I'm sure the bees will clean it up. So now we're gonna get this side, and I wanna make sure all the tops, again, are facing to the right. All right, Dad, we are all finished. Took us a couple of hours. This is the first time I've extracted anything ever, so that was pretty dope. Just got a little bit still coming out of the honey gate. I'm gonna take a spatula and try and just get the rest of it to sort of come towards the honey gate and drain out. But overall, as you can see, that's almost a half a bucket of honey. So not too bad for just 6 deep frames. Honestly, these buckets carry about 55 gallons of honey. So half of that, maybe 27 gallons. That's pretty good for just 6 frames. And some of them weren't all the way filled out. Many of them were uncapped and I had to dehydrate it. I did take a refractometer measure on it, and it was measuring between like 15 or 16%. So very low on the moisture content, should not ferment, very good. Going to be a little bit on the thicker side, but at least it won't ferment. And overall, I think that was a great experience. I'm on a high right now, Dad. This is awesome. This machine is amazing. Hilco quality stuff. We got our Bee Butler uncapping tank that we bought last year at Nobby, or actually not last year, but in January. Nobby worked perfectly. All of the frames look beautifully clean. I mean, it's beautifully clean. This is amazing. I'm looking forward to giving these back to the bees. I'm not quite sure if I will give these back to the bees immediately. I've been told 2 things. Either you can leave them outside and the bees will clean up the frames, but they're not going to be nice about it. So it's almost like a robbing situation where they're and I'm going to leave after I take this out and get as much honey out of it, I'm going to let the bees clean it up. I'm going to put it on my back porch and just let the bees clean it up for me as much as possible, and then clean it out the rest of the way out, soap and water, all that fun stuff. But as far as frames go with the wax, you create sort of a robbing situation where they'll tear up the wax. They won't be nice about it. But I have been told that if you put the frames back in a hive after you've extracted, since it's in their home, they want to take care of their home, they'll be a little bit nicer about the cleaning up process, and they'll make the cells nicer. It won't be chewed up and just mashed up and crazy. So I'm going to hold on to them for a while, and then who knows, they might be frames I use next year in the honey super. Being that they already have cells, it'll get them up and running a lot faster. So that's something to keep in mind. And I know that they're clean. They didn't have any chemicals or anything used on them. So I know that they're good quality frames to give back to the bees and in the future harvest from the same frames. So got to keep that stuff in mind. But Dad, overall, super excited. This was awesome. This was awesome. I can't wait to bottle this up and bring it to your house. Everybody else who's watching who's not my dad, thank you for watching. I had a great experience. I thought I was going to make mistakes. And honestly, between the Hive Butler and Hilco's extractor, no mistakes were made. None. It all worked out perfectly. Everything got slung out great and no complaints. No complaints. This went so smoothly. I am mind blown that user error didn't mess something up, at least one thing up, but nothing went wrong. So great experience. 10 out of 10 would recommend. And Dad, looking forward to getting you some honey. Love you all the time, every day. All right. See you later. Bye. Dad, I got something for you.
What? No way.
Yeah, way.
No way. Really?
Look at that.
For real?
For real. We did that.
No.
Isn't that cool?
That is way cool.
I know. I'm super excited.
Oh my God.
That is Lucky Crown honey right there.
Oh my God.
Made in our apiary. Isn't that cool? I was so excited all day to give that to you.
You know, I was asking. That is so funny.
Why?
Because I was asking Debbie if you made a video because you sent her a short.
Yeah. Me making the.
And I said, damn, I've been looking all over on the.
I haven't put it out there yet.
Oh my God. Will you look at that?
Isn't that neat?
Oh God, that's pretty.
Isn't it? I'm excited. I was so happy.
That is a high five. You ain't kidding.
We did it.
Oh my God. Thank you so much.
I love you, Dad. I love you.
Oh my Lord.
All the time, every day.